I'm always so concerned that I'm just gonna fuck it up the first time.
Well, it's only you've been pretty good at it. You just messed up like once. That was last episode, I think. Or the episode. There was one where you turned it on and it didn't fade, or it was started black and then you went to me.
Yeah.
That was a few episodes ago, I think. But you're like 1 in 60, so I feel like it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's fair. What episode are we on now?
This should be 103. I think so. It should be the 103. I write it down. But the problem is I wrote it down after erasing everything. So I'm pretty sure it's 103. Of which case that would be, yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome to 103. This is Uneducated Station. I'm here with Zach. And you're watching Arthur. I have my coffee, iced coffee again. It's actually been a while since I fucked up this Japanese iced coffee.
Bro, I haven't been drinking a whole lot of caffeine lately, just in general.
That's good.
Because I've been in pain and that's been keeping me awake.
It's true. It's true. But sometimes the coffee is like the nice, you know what I mean?
Equalizer,
the de-stressor. Although that sounds counterintuitive. Well, it's counterintuitive if you drink too much, right?
Yeah.
And that's a bad thing, right?
Right. Yeah, I know for sure. After this episode's done, I'm probably gonna go over to Winco and get a Monster or a Red Bull or something.
That's bad, Zach. At least get a coffee.
But their coffee's expensive.
Then don't go to Winco. Go to Chevron and buy like a canned coffee or something, which is probably not as bad, but...
Ooh, have you tried the Black Rifle canned coffee?
No, but I saw a YouTube short last night of Peter McKinnon talking about a Black Rifle chewing coffee.
Oh yeah, it's like a
little
pouch.
Yeah, it's like a little shitter pouch, and you put it in your gums, and your saliva turns into coffee. Now, Zach, if you ever see me doing this, I want you to call social services because there's something wrong with me.
That's fair. I mean, I wonder how many of those it would take to brew a cup of coffee.
To the center of the Tootsie Pop. Sorry, that's all I was thinking of when you sang that.
Oh man.
1, 2, 3. That's so funny.
God, dude, that's like the epitome of like 2000s commercials. Yeah.
I don't even remember any, honestly, other than whenever they pop up like that. Which is funny because that was the time where we watched the most ads. Now we get mad when we see one.
I mean, honestly, I think we are more saturated by ads now than we were previously. It's just that, like, when we were younger, it was just kind of like a way of life. Just like, oh yeah, we're gonna have commercials in between our episodes. It was the sweet life of Zach and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're kind of like in that, oh, ad free.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're on YouTube Premium for a while and then you get off of it and you're like, fuck, I hate this.
Yeah. I did, back when I jailbroke my iPhone, that was a while ago. Oh man, which is one of the greatest times of using an iPhone, I will say. I had a tweak. So when I jailbroke my iPhone, I actually don't dislike stock Apple that much, hence why I still use an Apple, because I'm a sheep. But the only thing I do is change the tweaks. They call it tweaks. It's like plugins, right? Something like that. Which, by the way, I'm also gonna check to make sure my phone is silent.
Don't mind me. I was off camera, just making sure that my phone was on vibrate.
It was not on vibrate, so it's good. But it's okay. People don't talk to me anyways. And I was checking, the tweaks, right, which are just plugins. The only ones that I use are things that are like quality of life changes. Things I wish stock Apple would have. I don't really change everything about the iPhone, which a lot of people do when they jailbreak, which is fair, because I don't even know if jailbreaking is still a thing. I feel like it's not.
It is.
It is. I mean, I'm sure it is. I heard someone from one of the jailbreaking like repositories or something like that got arrested. Something like that. I don't know. Anyways.
Not a news show.
Not a news show. Oh, that's an ancient bingo card right there you pulled out. There was a point in time where we were a news show, though. I want to bring that back one day.
The Great Milk Debate.
Anyways, I just had a plugin where I had a Twitter Plus, which came with ad-free. Now, this is not a bad like now before someone crucifies me, there was no ad-free Twitter, so I feel like it's fair. Now that you have to pay for it, I feel like it's now would be not fair. There's my justification. Because
Yeah, that's fair.
ad block is free.
Yeah.
And it's on the, Google Chrome store, stores in general that are in the browser. I feel like it's fair. But now that you have to pay for it, it's not fair. So that's fine. But same thing, right? I was using this special Twitter thing, and I was loving life. And then I moved from my iPhone 11 to my 13. I'm no longer jailbroken. Oh man, Zach, when I went on Twitter again, and it was just an ad every like 3 tweets, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's like there's no way we use social media like this. It's literally like this across every social platform. And then after about a month, I got used to it again. And I think about that a lot.
When I think about jailbreaks and everything like that, I think about like the early days of like when I jailbroke my iPhone 4S. Like it was kind of like the Wild Wild West, where you had to do like a tethered jailbreak where you plugged it into your computer and did all of that kind of stuff. And it was just like you were able to get games for free. You were able to like just do a whole bunch of weird, crazy shit. Like, bro, I had the Five Nights at Freddy's game on my phone.
Nice.
The original Five Nights at Freddy's game, because that was the only one that was out, because this is like circa 2015. I got it for free through sketchy shit.
Right.
Yeah. And I literally, I'm not super proud of this. And keep in mind, this was like 8 years ago. Okay.
Oh, man.
I bricked my phone.
Oh, that's tough. That's so tough.
Like, I bricked it because I put way too much shit on it. And this was, okay, for context, this was the 8 gigabyte iPhone 4S.
That's better than the 4 gigabyte one.
They had a 4 gigabyte one?
I think so. I mean, that would suck. You would only have enough space for like contacts.
You're like, I have my contacts, and
I have my Apple OS, and I have my contact,
and maybe YouTube,
and my call history. And that's it.
Got to delete your text messages every once in a while.
Oh no, that's rough.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I'm trying to remember. I've jailbroken 2 phones, to my knowledge. Oh, it was the 10S when you and I both were doing jailbreaks. That's
right. Yeah, there was a time in I think the beginning of the podcast where we were both jailbreak boys at the same time.
That was fun.
Yeah, because it was easy, the jailbreaking the process. Oh, words! Holy moly! Let me restart. That's hot. Jailbreaking as a process was like super normalized. That was the easiest jailbreaking has ever been. Linus even made a video on it.
Oh, I know. I watched that video, and that was like...
Yes, that was the video. That was the only video I watched, even though it wasn't incredibly spectacular or in-depth, but it was quick. It was dirty. Got the jailbreak in. It was good.
What a fun time that was.
It was. I loved it. It was, but the thing that sucked so much was that you had to renew it every time, or after a certain period. But all you had to do was be in the same proximity of like your computer, for example, with the thing running.
Yeah.
So you'd be connected to the same Wi-Fi, I think, right?
Yeah.
The issue was when I went out of town to a beach house down in Oregon for only like half a week or so, which isn't that bad. Problem was it aligned perfectly to when the auto renewal was about to happen.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it yoinked itself, and honestly, it wasn't like the functionality. It just went back to stock, right? Mm-hmm. But the problem is there's a lot of things that kind of worked because of the jailbreak in the process, like how I use my phone. So that broke a lot of things. Yeah. I was like, oh shit.
You're like, damn it, dude. I was not prepared for this.
Yeah, it was rough, but I got back. It's fine. Came back home. It saw the Wi-Fi, renewed. I was back into it. But honestly, I'm back using just a stock OS.
Yeah, I'm Samsung boy now, so it's kind of like,
and that's fine. How's the 21, right?
Yeah.
How's it been treating you? Still holding up?
It's been holding up pretty good. And I mean, I have not been treating this phone very nicely lately, or like ever. And it's held up really well. Like, I have dropped it from concerning heights, and it's just kind of been all right.
It's good.
I mean, the screen's scratched, and it's just kind of like...
Do you have a screen protector?
No, because I couldn't find the right type of screen protector for the in-screen fingerprint scanner.
Oh, that's right, huh? Interesting.
Because I tried to use like a glass screen protector, and I couldn't use the fucking fingerprint thing. And I was like, bro, I just got this really nice phone that has an in-screen fingerprint scanner, which is dope. So why would I like cripple the one feature that I was excited about?
It's true. I never thought about that. Huh. That's so tough. But that's fair. Even like I use a glass screen protector as well.
Yeah.
But I still have micro scratches on my screen.
Yeah.
How? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, Zach.
Magic.
It's magic. Just happens. I mean, maybe it's like the off times where I don't have it on. And then, dust and shit. Oh, now's my time. And then it's like, all right. Wow. Yeah. What the fuck was that? But it's fine. I don't know. Oh, wait, no. The 14 is coming. The 14's already out, right? I can't remember.
I don't know, man.
I'm so out of it. I'm out of it too, honestly. I'm be honest. But the Samsung is easy because it's just the year 2023. You're on a 2 year. You're on a contract, right, with your family?
Yeah.
So you should have a brand spanking new phone soon.
In theory, yeah.
In theory.
I mean, we are getting off of T-Mobile, so we're gonna have to do some weird shenanigans.
Name called. Get fucked.
So.
Oh no!
You know
we
what?
just lost our T-Mobile sponsorship. Shit.
You know what? I'm not gonna.
They
say
were
anything.
about to send the email. They're gonna hit send.
I think the area that I live in is just a weird spot where there's not enough cell towers or like something like that. I don't know what's going on. Like I've talked to people who had T-Mobile who live in like cities and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, it's fantastic," and I'm like, "Oh, I hate you."
That's fair. I mean, your neighborhood is not like in the sticks, but it's like close to it.
It's not quite the boondocks, but at the same time, it's a little bit out there.
Yeah, it's the middleman. So it's fair to say that, yeah, maybe it doesn't quite grab it, which is unfortunate.
Much unfortunate.
I was talking with my uncle about this. Speaking of living in the boondocks, he doesn't live in the boondocks, but he lives all the way up in La Center, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of lives in a really nice. I feel when I say estate, you picture like MW2 estate, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about. I'm talking about like it's just that not very many houses. It's being newly built, and they're really nice modern houses, right? In a very open field that's that's still developing into a neighborhood, and it's super nice. Big yardage, a lake in the back. It's really cool, right?
Ooh.
Problem is, as you mentioned, sometimes cell towers don't get pretty close to these areas, especially since La Center is still pretty relatively new.
I think
La Center is like a town that just like a little mini town that just popped up.
Yeah, I don't know where or why, but it's kind of like how Battleground was, because when I first moved to Battleground, it was like, it had a population of like maybe 10,000 people, which sounds like a lot, but it's not at all.
For a little town area.
And so it was basically just Main Street and like all of the little mom and pop shops and everything like that. And then over the years, I've lived there for, 16 years. It's gotten to the point now where it's like, oh, there's a Walmart and a Chipotle and not a Muchas Gracias, which makes me very sad.
Big Muchas Gracias fan over there. I am too, actually. It's great.
Dude, it's so funny. I think the first time you went to Muchas Gracias was
it was with you.
Yeah.
That was the first time I went. It's literally right next to my house. I've never been there. It's great.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. The server lady always is really mad and hates me, but man, their food's good.
She's probably talking shit in Spanish after we leave.
Oh, for sure. But man, that Oregon burrito is really good.
It is really good.
I don't know what constitutes as an Oregon burrito, but this is what they call it, and it tastes great.
Yeah. The first time I went to Muchas Gracias was with Ben. And I was with him and a bunch of his buddies. And I was like, I don't know what to get. And Ben was like, I'm going to learn you something real quick.
You're going to learn today. I'm going to tell you what to get.
Oregon burrito, green sauce.
Mm-hmm.
The best combination that could ever combination.
Really nice.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, the center, towns, Battleground. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time, like for me at least, like I don't know too much about Battleground, but for me, this is the first time just a town just like happened in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Right? Like it just popped up because it's a town surrounding the casino that is now here, which my family loves.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, don't have to go all the way down to wherever the bumfuck Oregon to go to Spirit Mountain or whatever. Right?
Spirit Mountain Casino.
Mm-hmm. I went to Spirit Mountain. Every time I've gone there, I was young, just to eat food. Because it was on the way to our Lincoln City area that we always go to every year.
Oh, okay.
So to stop for lunch or breakfast or whatever time of day that is, just slam the eating area because you're allowed to. And it's great. And they have like old people that work there, that are servers and stuff, so they're really nice. It's great. And I learned about this nice, this is like peach tea thing. Oh, it's so pleasant, Zach. Although I haven't been a tea guy lately, but
Dude, I just imagine the older people who work there. They're like, when you grow up, you're gonna be big and strong and have a gambling addiction like me.
That's true. Why do you say like me? I think they just they're older people. I think it has to do with like not a retirement home. Maybe that's not the right word, but I think that's what it is. Where it's like they get opportunity to work still, and that's what they do. I don't know. I don't know. This is a complete guess, but it's no coincidence that there's a lot of old people working there.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the reason why there's a lot of old people working there is I'm sure the benefits are fucking great.
Oh, sure. Oh, for sure, bud.
Oh, for sure, bud.
Oh, yeah. So that's right. My uncle. So since he lives out in like an estate area, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you said, living in the boonies, you don't get a lot of service. And that kind of sounds like boo-hoo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they work from home, so, good service and good internet would be kind of nice,
Kind of muy importante.
Yeah, kind of, right? And also just daily living. You can cry about it all you want, but you kind of just need internet to do a lot of basic functions. I mean, they're still outdoorsy people as well.
Right.
They're both. It's fine.
Get the best.
The both worlds. Yeah, you can do that. Can you believe that? You can be on your phone and also go outside and throw a football. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? And they do that. So why would they not want one of the things that they do to be pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they live in a type of place where we were talking about it. If someone has to do like a download or something, their internet just drops. All priority goes to that download or something or whatever, or upload or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Nobody can use the internet.
Bro, that sounds like dial-up.
Yeah. And he's talking about like 10 down and like 1.2 up and stuff. Things like that. The inconsistent and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's rough. I'm happy to be in a residential area and get gigabit up, or down rather. Don't have quite up, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
So when I hear that, I'm like, damn. I was totally at your house the other day downloading a Genshin update. I'm so sorry. I was literally the other night. I was like, I'm bored. I want to play Genshin. Oh, I have an update. I'm gonna just let it download.
They're like, who's downloading something? I'm trying to watch Netflix.
Yeah, it was not great. But he was talking about, oh gosh, the Elon Musk thing, Starlink. Is that what it's called? Do you know about it?
Yes, very little.
So Starlink is satellite-based internet.
Oh.
Where you get a like imagine like Dish or some shit like that, right? Except it's not pointed at a tower. I don't remember how Dish works, but called out Dish. Fuck y'all. I'm just kidding. I never used to, but you get like a you get some sort of satellite thingamabob, right, or whatever, some sort of contraption, and it beams up like a Minecraft beacon, and it finds a satellite that they shot into the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it uses that for internet. Which sounds rough, but it's actually because this already exists. But he explained it better than me. Because I'm not too. I haven't looked into this too much, but my uncle has because it's kind of a pretty good viable option for him at the moment. So he's been looking into it. His neighbors has been trying it too. This option has existed before Starlink, but Starlink, their satellites operate differently. I think the way they orbit or something like that, or the way their little contraption on the ground grabs a satellite and how it transfers to a different satellite. I don't remember exactly what the words is, but it's a lot better. So he's been thinking about that. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because Starlink, I remember back in my warehouse job, just listening to Lou Later podcast. Shout out Unbox Therapy. I love his podcast a lot. It's been a while since I've been listening, but it's also been a while since I've listened to podcasts in general, except at an education station, of course. But I remember just listening to it like years ago. Well, okay, maybe years ago is a bit of an over-exaggeration, but a while ago, and hearing Elon starting the Starlink thing. It's like in beta mode and stuff, and it could be the coolest new thing. And now my uncle's like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, whoa, it's happening.
It is kind of interesting how we get that weird opportunity to see those things that we're just kind of like, oh, there's no way that that's actually going to work, right? Like, there's no way that we're going to send a satellite up into orbit.
Multiple
satellites. And use it for internet? Like, that just seems like such a weird thing. But it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of thing. The whole point of it is like remote, and pretty like relatively good internet. It's not. You're not getting gigabit, but if you're living out in the fucking woods, it's way better than you'd ever imagine, right? Way better than ever before.
Right.
I'm not a salesperson, but if the numbers are even close to what they are, then imagine people who are like RV people.
Yeah.
People like on the road all the time and live in RVs, those type of people. Or people like literally in the woods. Log cabin motherfuckers, right? Chopping logs and shit, those type of people. Motherfuckers who chopping logs.
Yeah.
Or motherfuckers in the Antarctica.
Now they can
dapping up penguins and sending it to Twitter right 3 seconds afterwards.
And now they can be sitting there chopping wood and listening to the Uneducation Station podcast on Spotify.
Exactly. With satellite shit. That's pretty cool.
That is really cool. It is really awesome to see the advancements in technology that are making it so that the luxuries that we have are becoming more readily available for more people. And I mean, the internet's cool. It does some cool shit. And so, I mean, there are a lot of really cool applications of that, especially in places where they don't have the best, like...
Of both worlds. Sorry. You started it.
I know. I know I started it. But they don't have the best, like, infrastructure of, like, literature and everything like that. Like, the internet has all of that shit. And then some. Like OnlyFans.
Isn't that fucked now? Aren't people doing like Fansly now?
I have no idea, bro. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not really in that market, believe it or not. But I remember OnlyFans getting heat. Oh no, they got heat because girls and boys too, dropping the lewds in there, and people were mad because that's not only what they were for, or something like that. So then I remember they limited it or something like that, or they're about to enforce some sort of rule where like, okay, no more lewds. And then people got mad and then switched to Fansly and they're like, oh shit. And they brought it back. Something like that. I don't remember.
I don't know. All I know is that people were making millions of dollars on OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, there still are.
Which is fucking wild. Now
let me ask you something, Zach. And this is a very serious question.
Okay.
Assuming that you're doing fine in life. Not like you're not loaded, but you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
You even have a significant other. Not a family, but you're at a good point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you put your feet on the internet on a service such as these?
OnlyFeet,
OnlyFans, Fansly, whatever, and then make passive income?
See, here's the problem, Arthur.
Yeah. This is a serious question, by the way. I've had serious conversations about this.
My feet are really fucked up.
Yes, but you know what I'm about to follow up with.
I know motherfuckers are into that shit.
Motherfuckers, yeah.
But
It's fine if you're motherfuckers, by the way. We don't kink shame around here.
no. You do you, boo-boo. Different strokes for different folks. But the only problem is that my feet are like so recognizably fucked up.
Recognizably fucked up.
Like
As in someone sees the Google images that you put that got out into Google Images and they see your pinky toe and you're like, oh, that's Zach.
it's almost to that extent. Yeah, like
Zach, I couldn't do that.
well, you couldn't do that, but anyone who has seen my feet know how fucked up they are, and if they saw anything remotely close to that, they would think,
Okay, so then that's just a conversation piece. That's fun for the whole family. And they say, "Well, Zach, I saw you were putting feet on the internet or on OnlyFans," and then you go, "Well, why were you on OnlyFans? You're married for 30 years, you know."
I mean that.
No, you know what I mean? Or you just hit him with the facts, because
I'm making 30 grand.
Yeah, I'm making bank.
Yeah, I mean, I totally would do it. But, like, okay, so the only thing is once I get tattoos on my feet, it's over. It's done. Because the last thing I would want is for anything that, like, immediately ties that to me. It's like, bad news bears, not happening.
That's fair.
I would like the anonymity of it.
Sure, no, that makes sense. I mean, you could Photoshop it.
Yeah, but that sounds like so much effort. Well, I mean,
no, replacing tattoos is a lot easier than it used to be. Still effort, but
that's fair.
come on, you got to put in work, Zach. You can't just take a picture and then put it up. At least be proud of your work. Come on now.
Yeah, that's fair.
If I sat down for 2 hours photoshopping my foot, I'd be pretty proud of it. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you?
And then
Lightroom and shit.
And then you just
Lighting, fill light, key light, backlight, LED splashing light.
And then you just make ridiculous money for no reason. And
No reason for your hard work. Come on now, Zach. Be realistic. This is a profession.
Oh man, why is
People do Uber and shit and DoorDash for side cash. Why isn't putting your feet on the internet side cash as well?
I mean, it is.
It is.
I don't know. I'm confused.
I'm sorry. It's just something I think about a lot.
I know. Wait.
I don't actually think about it that much. I've just had a few conversations. You know those conversations you have with your homies where it's ridiculous, but at a certain point, you guys are having so much fun that you start to be serious about it.
Now the question is, would you try to make it seem like you have lady feet, or would you just be like, "Yeah, man, I got Grinch feet"?
I guess lady feet is a more saturated market, right? Or saturated is not the right word, but the more sought after market.
Yeah.
But the niche market is where you make the most money.
I don't know about that.
If you can pull that pool.
Why do one when you could do both? Have shaved foot and then have not shaved foot?
Yeah.
Bro, stonks. Double whammy.
Well, I mean, it's not that hard to Photoshop it's not, okay, hard may not, like, it's not easy, but it's not hard. Like, you could just kind of, just takes your time doing it. You know, do with the warp and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Thin out the fat, take out some hair, things like that.
Bro,
Bars.
Dude, you could just shave 1 foot for lady foot, 1 foot for man foot.
I mean, I think about shaving my feet anyways. Toe hair is a bit much these days. You know. Have you ever gotten a mani-pedi or a pedicure?
I have. Yeah.
Really? Pedicure or mani-pedi or both?
Both.
Both.
I've done both.
How's that?
It was really nice. Yeah, it's probably been like 10 years since
really?
the mani pedi. But a couple of years ago I did get a pedicure and it was nice.
That's good. I thought about it, but I never have the excuse to ever go for it or ask my friends to do it. Not for any emasculinity reasons. It's just don't leave my house anyways. So, but I think about it. But you know what I've been doing, Zach? So I'm playing my guitar again. I've been touching the strings here and there, right? Since my electric guitar is kind of being buggo right now, I've been touching the acoustic a little bit, and I've been okay. Fingerstyle is not the right word because fingerstyle kind of incorporates both the melody and the rhythm into a picking pattern, but just picking, I guess.
Finger picking,
right?
Yeah.
You know what I've been doing, and I'm experimenting it because I've never done it. I've been clipping my left hand, but I'm not clipping my right.
You know what? A lot of classical guitarists do that.
Yes. Now they go pretty hard. Like they have like tiger claws. You know?
Yeah.
Them shits are long, and then their other hand is like, keek. Oh,
it's fine. It's just
one
normal.
hand is, and the other one is, meow. You know?
What a, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. So I've been trying that. I mean, my fingernails aren't long anyways. I don't plan to have them super long, but it's actually kind of nice. I will say, for using fingernails for picking, it's super nice. The thumb, not so much. Maybe it needs to be longer, but the thumb doesn't really hit because of where it's positioned at. But for the rest of the fingers, it's so nice. It's such a more crisper hit than your fingertips.
That's fair. I never really thought about it until I saw those classical guitar guys who just have like long nails.
Oh yeah, they're long.
Like long boy nails.
I remember. Oh gosh. I need to know his name because Sungha J or something like that. Sungha Jim or something. Oh god, I want to find him because he's Sungha Jung. He does a lot of finger picking finger style. Of a lot of anime songs, other songs, not specifically anime songs, but he's done them too. And he's super popular, 7 million subscribers, right? And he is one of the first guitar finger style pickers, that type of person that I watched way back. And he did YouTube when he was super young, so it's really cool now. And yeah, I saw that was the first time I saw that, the fingernail thing. I was like, whoa, how do you live like that?
Right.
I think about that a lot. But then I thought I'm actually a short fingernail type of guy.
Same here, yeah.
I just not necessarily for look. I just would rather have them for practicality reasons. I find the fingernails get annoying, so I try to clip them as much as possible. But yeah, my life with unclipped fingernails has been not too bad. But we'll see how long they get.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be basically like, whooshing, I'm not gonna get that far, but I'll leave it for a few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? It's one of those things where you don't really realize it's the little things that can make a huge difference, especially when you're playing music, when you're playing instruments like guitar, piano, a lot of that kind of stuff. You can really optimize the way that you're playing with just something simple, like having longer nails makes it easier for finger picking and like fingerstyle type playing. Oh
man, but you know what a mini pet peeve I have is then? Long fingernails for people playing the piano. Which very skilled people can do that fine. But when they're not quite as tuned to that, you hear the tapping.
Oh.
When they hit the keys. Things like that.
Oh. I hate that.
I
don't know why I just had such a visceral reaction.
No, because you hate that. You weren't sure if you knew what it was, but you know what it is because you've heard it.
And I hate it.
Yeah. It's not anybody's fault because Zach, if a bitch want to put acrylic on, let her do it,
Fair enough. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let her do it. But man, at least learn how to play. No, I'm just kidding. I don't listen to that much to have that as an actual annoyance, but now that I dabble in the YouTube shorts and shit, right? And how YouTube shorts are dangerous and you see all sorts of different things.
Bro, okay. Can I let out some grievances?
Oh, sure. About YouTube Shorts?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a certain subgenre I'm putting my thing on.
Oh, yes, finally. I've been waiting for every single episode. I tried and get Zach puts his thing down so he can talk because it's his moment.
It's a little keypad thing that I use to switch the scenes. So, one of the things that makes me very angry is those people who act like they're making like tutorials for songs and then they press the same keys in varying orders and it's like, wait a minute, you just played a chord with one key. What the fuck is going on? And basically they're just trying to like take advantage of the people who may not be knowledgeable enough to realize how much bullshit that is, or like the people.
What do you mean by one key? As in like to play a chord?
Or like they'll take little pieces of tape and they'll put it on a couple of the different keys on the piano, and then they'll play the backing track for the song that they're trying to teach you, and basically they'll just like. And it's like it has absolutely no correlation to what's going on.
Huh?
It's a thing. I've seen it so many fucking times, and it is.
So they're playing the melody,
but it's not the melody. Like
not
what
the melody.
What they're playing is not the melody.
So it's just the audio.
Yeah.
And the visual is not the audio.
Yeah.
They're not playing the same thing.
Yeah.
They're just doing this.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It fucking pisses me off.
Wait, that makes no sense.
I've seen it with people playing guitar too. Like,
really?
yeah.
Well, I've seen. Okay, so there are some people like. Okay, not. Like there are people that already recorded the thing, and then for like a video or something, they will just play over it, but then replace the audio. And they're still playing the same thing, but they just have a perfect recording of it, and then. I see it a lot for like bass players. They have a track already that they've recorded, like slap bass. They have a track already, and then for the video, they'll get all wild and do their thing. And they're probably still playing the same thing. I mean, they are because you can tell, right? But you were just saying it's not even close.
It's not even.
It's
close.
not even the same thing. They're just touching things.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen.
They're just hitting random keys.
Yeah, they're just.
And then there's the audio of the actual thing that they're meant to be playing.
Right, and then they'll put a list of like the numbers of the keys that they're pressing to make it give off the impression like they're actually teaching.
Why
you
is
how to
that?
play
Wait,
something.
Zach, you broke my brain. That doesn't even make any sense.
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I have absolutely no idea, and it's absolutely infuriating because like anyone who is even remotely knowledgeable on like piano or guitar or anything like that knows that you can't play more than one key on the piano, or like you can't play more than one note with one key.
Yeah. So they're like, so they just like touch the C note, and then a C chord plays in the background, or some completely other fucking chord.
Yeah, it'll just be super fucking weird.
What? That doesn't even make any logical sense as to even why, if you were to fake yourself playing well, why would you even do that?
I don't know, Arthur.
That makes no sense. Wait, that what? That hurt. You hurt my brain just explaining that, because I've seen some bad TikToks. I've seen some bad shorts, but that just doesn't make any sense. Even if you try and rationalize anything of that makes no sense. That's like talking about a car you just bought, but the whole time the TikTok is you blowing a hill with a scooter.
That's like talking about how you're a musician and there's a video of someone painting.
Okay, but there's some I guess it depends. There's some oh man. I'm conflicted because there's some where it's like, okay, no, I think the reason why this is weird is because it's a tutorial. A quote unquote tutorial.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why. Because I've seen some are just talking head video or talk the opposite of a talking head.
Right.
Where they talk, but then they have something else going on.
Yeah.
Which is what they do, which is fine, but it's not like they're talking about something else and then they're doing a Minecraft speedrun. or something, right? We already talked about that, so it's all good. But you guys know. I have no problem with that person. It's just a bit. Well, okay. There's one guy I saw that's a little nicer because I can tell he actually puts more effort into the presenting, and then speedrunning is just like it's not really the main focus, and it also doesn't take up most of the screen, so I think it's fine. You know what I mean?
I hate it.
I think I took I take screenshots of them every time I see them because I complain about them a lot, but I want to have, evidence to back
Proof
my
of
proof
it?
of
Yeah.
it. So whenever I see it, I take it. I don't know if I've done it recently though. Oh, here's another one of a super sharpened video. These are my favorite.
Dude, I
These are my
fucking
favorite.
hate those.
These are I love them. Why is it so sharpened, Zach?
I don't know.
What is the reason?
You know what it is?
It has 1.3 million likes, Zach.
Why?
I don't even know what it is. She mad because she couldn't hurt his feelings. I guess this is like a
Jerry Springer show.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jerry. Yeah, I don't fucking know, bro. Like
I'm telling you, it's a filter. It has to be a filter. Never in my life have I ever went on to... Okay, that's a lie. There was a time where in Photoshop, my thumbnails would be a combination of over-sharpened and unsharp mask, but that's a difference because that's a look I was going for. Mm-hmm. This is purely someone... This cannot be someone going into owning Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro or whatever that's on their little MacBook that their grandma gave them that's dying. The MacBook, not their grandma. And they're
for all we know.
And oh shit. And they're taking the sharpness meter and cranking it all the way up. It can't be that. It has to be a filter, like a video editing app. Maybe on TikTok there's you can put filters on TikTok, right? Is that a thing?
Please stop that.
I'm not gonna stop it, Zach, because I've found a new fidget toy. Sorry, I'll stop. I'll play with this tuner instead. Can you do filters on TikTok? Like, how is the editing process on TikTok? Because I've never done one.
You can put filters. I don't know if there's a thing that you can do that makes it so that you can adjust levels and stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not really sure, but I've never seen a filter that is like
over sharpen.
Yeah. But it looks like they also turned up like the what is it? Like the clarity. Or like they slid the dehaze. You know what I'm talking about? Just like
yeah, but that's a Lightroom thing. You don't really do. I mean, it's there, but you don't use clarity or dehaze or anything like that. It's just sharp and unsharp mask.
Oh, that's fair.
Unsharp mask for those. Don't worry, I didn't really quite understand. I mean, I knew what it did as an editor, but I didn't know the science behind it. It takes it finds points of contrast. Like for example, my shirt, this white shirt, great example right here. A white shirt and then the black background behind me, which is the bookshelf. And then it increases that. Like within, let's just say this box, for example, it just increases the contrast specifically. Mm-hmm. So you'll get a harsher white here and a harsher black here. Sharpness, I haven't really looked this up, but to my understanding, it's basically taking the pixel count, and then sharpening the edges of each pixel.
Yeah.
To my understanding.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm. Making the pixel more defined. Each pixel, that is.
Yeah.
Which is why you can't just put on sharpen and overdo it and then magically have 1080p to 4K. That doesn't work like that.
Right. Yeah, dude, I don't fucking know why.
We won't open that can again, but it's funny because I've been really into. I hate saying it, but I have been really into YouTube Shorts in not an unhealthy way yet, but definitely not a way I feel productive about it. I've now gotten to a point where it's natural that I click before. Like, okay, I need to stop that. There literally like last maybe around before January, I never touched YouTube Shorts. I avoided it like the plague. Now I will actually go to it. Not the tab itself, But like, you know, the YouTube on YouTube, the shorts pop up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're on your homepage, and then every now and then you'll see a short or a few shorts, right?
Yeah.
And then one might sound interesting. That's the problem. If one is interesting, that's enough to put you in for another hour.
See, I just watch long form media type stuff.
Well, I know, me too, but it's hard when you use TikTok, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I think it's so hilarious seeing the juxtaposition between like the types of things that I watch on YouTube and then the things that I watch on TikTok. Because like on YouTube, basically now it's become almost exclusively like video essays or like a lot of things about just random shit.
Right.
And then on TikTok, it's just whatever the fuck is going on TikTok, which could be anything from like, you know, those over sharpened videos of Jerry Springer, or just like, I don't know, dude. Anytime I go on TikTok and spend a little bit there, and then I like close the app and go on with my life, it's like I was in a haze the entire time.
Oh yeah, exactly. You're it's almost like you were unconscious the whole time.
Yeah.
And you only remember little its and bits, which is bad because you just watched 100 TikToks, and you only remember like little parts of maybe 5 of them.
There are
I thought I silenced my phone. I apologize.
bad YouTuber.
I have an eye appointment on the 1st.
Oh wow. There are a very select few TikToks that I remember very vividly. I'm gonna yawn.
Yes, good streamer. The only ones I remember is workout-based ones since I've been working out again.
Yeah.
I've been doing calisthenics.
Ooh.
I only just started. I can't slam a handstand yet. Sorry, or a flagpole or a front lever or anything. Don't freak out. But when I do, it's gonna be sick.
Dude, front levers are so hard.
I mean, you're close to that as a rock climber. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know, because a lot of wrist, it's a lot of hand, arm, but also control. I think control and balance, most importantly. Strength, of course, but control and balance, which is not necessarily what I have. But the only reason why is because it's good with body weight. Because I don't go to the gym, so I don't load weights.
Yeah.
I have 50-pound dumbbells. That's the most I have. But that's really only good for adding weights to things that already can use dumbbells. So at this point, I'm just like, well, I mentioned this before, right? I don't really work out to get big. I just work out to stay healthy.
Right.
So calisthenics also, you know, is just something I've never done before. So it's just fun, right?
Yeah.
It's good to keep exercise fun, right? Otherwise, exercise is lame. It's a chore.
Yeah.
So I've been touching that a little bit. I'm trying to look like Gojo, right? You got to do what I got to do.
Trying to do.
You got to watch Jujutsu Kaisen so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just kidding. The only thing I really want you to watch, like purely, is Bochi Rock and Licorice Road Cold. Those are the only 2 I actually want you to watch.
I'm working on it.
Everything else is like whatever. Jackson was talking about how he's watching more SAO. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of concerning because now Jackson watches more anime than I do.
I mean, it helps that his girlfriend watches anime too.
That's
right?
true.
So they watch together, or they watch the same shows at the same time or whatever, right? He's watching Sword Art Online with his girlfriend, or he made his girlfriend watch Sword Art Online. I'm gonna tell you this right now, Zach. It is a weird show for a girl to be watching.
Is it very ecchi?
It's very 2010, so the fan service nature is there.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it ecchi because that's not because they are ecchi anime. We've all seen them. It's fine, but it's not like that's not where it's going for. But it's there, and there are some parts that are very 2010.
So
That's all I'll say. If anybody else has watched SAO, you know, and it's a bit rough, but 2010 was a little different.
So I have to say,
I'm gonna move this.
yeah.
I'm gonna move that so I don't play with it anymore. I'm sorry.
So Jackson and I went to go see the Demon Slayer season 3 premiere.
Yeah. Did we talk about that?
No,
Oh man, I gotta watch it too. That was sick.
it was really good, and it's so funny because in in my Discord server, there was these manga panels that were floating around.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Of Mitsuri.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because when they got to like the hot spring and everything like that, Jackson and I looked at each other and we were like,
Right here in the theater.
like, hey yo.
Now let me explain. So, this, I mean, it's not really spoilers. There's nothing pertinent to the story. It's just Mitsuri in a hot spring. It's a love hashira. It's great time for everyone. And it's like literally 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Everyone was so afraid. It's bad for my family show. It's like 5 seconds. Bad for your family show. Don't people in Japan literally go to hot springs and are naked in front of their family and other people all the time? Isn't that like a thing?
And public baths.
Yeah, in public baths. Anyway. But yeah, the reason why it's funny for you guys is because the manga panels that was in your Discord was not the manga panels of the manga. there were manga panels from a spicier manga, I will say.
Yeah.
That's all I will say.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
I realize that now.
No, what I remember Jackson told me. It wasn't during. I don't think it wasn't when you guys watched it. It was way earlier. But he was talking about. It was when we were having a conversation about this scene. I remember, and people were getting mad about it. Oh, my family show. They can't have this in my family show. But snapping necks is okay and stuff, you know.
And committing murder.
And, you know, that's fine. It's cool. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, and then I think it was Jackson. It might have been on the podcast. I remember this so vividly. But he was talking about the manga panels, and he was saying, oh, man, I mean, he can see what they mean if they actually show that. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's not that bad. Because I've seen the panels. I read the manga.
Yeah.
And then you guys talk about. I think I do remember because it was with both of you. I don't know if it was in a podcast, but maybe in a Discord call. But you two were so convinced that the manga panels that were in your Discord was actually canon in the anime. I'm like, no, that's not it. That is something else, of which I can provide if you'd like to, but that's up to you.
The actual manga panels?
Yeah. It's the Ginhaha one. You guys know.
Yeah, it's a lot. Anyways,
it's a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was a funny reaction that Jackson and I had. And it was like unanimous throughout the entire theater.
Oh yeah.
I mean, okay, it was so funny. So Jackson and I, when we first showed up, we were the only people in the theater, which was weird.
Was it a full theater?
No. Not even a little bit. There was like less than 10 people in the theater.
That's good. I like an empty theater.
But yeah, Jackson and I were just shooting the shit, and we just started like recording ourselves doing stupid shit in the theater, just because, like, you know, it's everyone's dream to just like go into a theater, find it completely empty, and just be able to fuck around for a while.
Having a theater to yourself is like a childhood dream.
Yeah, dude. Okay, this is super off topic, but it made me think of a time where
I know what you're gonna say. Is it was it rented out of theater?
What?
No, go ahead. Sorry, maybe it's not it.
Oh, I was gonna say like a childhood story.
Oh, go ahead.
What were you talking about?
Oh, I was talking about a time where I think one of our friends, I think it was. Do you remember Shamil?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I wasn't at this party, but I think he had a birthday party. I don't know if I knew him yet at the time, but I hope he's doing okay. I remember he had. It was either him or someone else. I'm like, my memory's telling me it's him, but maybe it was someone else. But for a birthday party, they rented out a theater and they played like Modern Warfare 3 on the theater screen.
That's gnarly. I can't imagine what the latency was though.
Oh, it was probably terrible. But I mean, come on, you're in a come on, Zach. When you're 10, latency isn't even a thing.
That's true.
You're just playing MW3 bots. Who fucking cares? On a big ass screen.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen split screen be so clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can actually see what I'm looking at.
That's weird. I can snipe and split screen?
Mhm.
Weird. So, yeah, it just made me think of a story where me and both my brothers, we were in a movie theater. We went to go see something. I can't fucking remember what it was. And we had the entire theater.
We had the entire theater to myself.
We had the entire theater to ourselves.
You are a bad guy, but not necessarily bad guy.
Yes.
Go on. I even directed Nick Cage.
God.
You see that trailer?
No.
No, you haven't.
Mm-mm.
The one with Nicolas Cage is Dracula.
That sounds fucking hilarious.
It's like Redfield or something. Redfield? Probably not Redfield.
Anyway, so we were in the movie theater, and we were just causing a ruckus, doing our thing. And then Kevin took my hat off of my head and threw it up near, like, at the back of the theater, like, where the little window is.
For the projector and stuff.
Yeah, he threw it, and it got stuck on a ledge that was up there. And so we spent the entire, like, the rest of the duration of this movie, like, I don't even know.
During the movie?
During the movie.
Oh, God, you guys fucking suck. I would beat your asses. Oh, God.
It was in an empty theater.
Oh, it was an empty theater? Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. Okay, Jesus.
I prefaced the story with we were in a movie
okay,
theater and it was
gotcha.
empty.
Sorry, we tangented so far in between, I forgot that part.
No, you're totally fine. Yeah, and so we spent the rest of the movie just trying to figure out how the fuck we were gonna get that hat down. And then my oldest brother Bryce, he finally got it down.
Nice.
And he was like, "Kevin, you're a fucking idiot." And I was like, "Yeah, Kevin, you're a fucking idiot." I was like 12, but like, you know, those moments stick out in my mind just because, like, it doesn't matter how old I get. I'm always, if I'm in a movie theater with me and one of my buddies and there's no one else in there, all bets are off. Like, we're just gonna run around and be fucking idiots.
Oh, yeah, for
like,
sure. And you may as well.
Yeah.
No reason not to, unless it's like a serious movie.
I mean, then I feel like that's like the best time to just fuck around.
Oh, man. Okay, so I'm never watching a movie with y'all then. That's what you're telling me. If I sit down for the Jujutsu Kaisen movie and it's just us and you and Jackson stand up, I'm leaving the theater.
Oh no, once it starts, like, that's when
Oh, you're talking about the previews.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then that's fine. Gee, I thought you were talking about during the movie. You guys
Bro,
are fucking psychopaths.
Do you really think we were running amok during the fucking Demon Slayer premiere?
No, but I had an image of you guys running amok in other theaters in general.
Yeah, no. Once the movie starts, then we'll be good.
Okay, that's we'll be good boys.
But yeah, I have a couple of videos on my phone that I'll need to show you. Of
That's fun.
Us just being idiots.
Did you like the Demon Slayer's premiere then?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Watching the last 2 episodes of season 2 was a little bit rough.
Was it?
I mean, I just forgot how hardcore it was.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like bad. I was like, okay.
Oh, no.
I thought it was sick.
Yeah.
I completely forgot. It reminded me just how much budget they put in the last couple episodes because it was literally just movie budget. It was movie quality.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, like you watch an anime, it's TV quality, you know? And that's fine. It's just TV quality. And then they have a movie, like they have a season and a movie, and the movie is very distinctly different than the anime. Not necessarily in the flow or anything. Maybe the direction's different, but it's usually the animation, and actually, I guess in that sense, it could be the flow as well. But it's different. You can tell. But Demon Slayer, they just it's just the normal episodes that you're going to watch later on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
They just put it on the big screen. And it was just as dope.
Yeah. Honestly, seeing that fight on the big screen was something special. Yeah, it was just pretty gnarly. And like I forgot how like heartbreaking it was up until like the very end. It was like, oh my God. But yeah, I mean, going into it knowing what the outcome was going to be, like, it was just kind of like, I already know how this is going to end. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm not as emotionally involved as I was the first time. Dude, do you remember when
Is it a spoiler?
No.
Okay.
Do you remember when the second to last episode came out of season 2? and I watched it and I called you and I was like, bro.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh my I sat there
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like crying.
No, we all sat. We were like, that's like the most. That was so. It was so heart dropping. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna preface right now with spoiler talk. Spoiler talk.
Demon Slayer season 2 spoiler talk.
It's Demon Slayer. Everyone's seen Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer season 2 spoiler talk.
If you've breathed, you watch Demon Slayer. Listen, when you talking about when the end, right? When Yuto exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was like, it's like 5 a.m. for me
Yeah.
when I watched it. Yeah, you watched it at a different time.
I watched it like right when it got on Crunchyroll.
Yep, you watched it before I did.
Yeah.
I watched it about maybe a day before the final episode.
Yeah.
So I was late, but I watched it. And the same exact thing. I was like literally my jaw was just dropped.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God. And it showed like you really, I mean, it resolves itself, but before that happened, like I can imagine if I watched it the same day for a week, you're just like, really? Like it just leaves you with like a pit in your stomach. Like, really?
It's like Infinity
Everyone just
War.
fucking died.
Yeah. It's like Infinity War, dude.
Well, it actually showed the animation of the Hashira. Oh man, I should not forget his name because he's a thug. Uzui?
Uzui.
Right?
I think, yeah.
Right? He's a thug, the sound Hashira. And he gets caught up in the explosion, and Tanjo gets caught up in the explosion. Like, you see it happen. So you're like, oh, it's not like it explodes and then in the very far, and then just cuts immediately to the far shot, and then there's an explosion. Mm-hmm. You see them get caught up into the explosion, and that just gave you like, oh, and then it's just they just play the ending song. Or the
They didn't even play the
No, they didn't play
song.
the normal ending song. They just had a slow like orchestra thing as the ashes fell, and you're like, for like 2 minutes, and you're like,
You're like, what the fuck?
dude, even us, I went with Christian and my friend Eric Mingus. That's when we went to watch it. And even they did that again in the movie theater, which I thought they would just skip straight to the second episode or to the next episode, but they didn't. So you had to sit there and just watch the slow thing again, and the credits roll, and you're like, oh shit! Everybody was quiet. We all just had like a mutual moment of silence because we remembered how fucked it was. Oh man, that was good though.
It was really good.
It's so good. But yeah, oh man, they really pumped it up for season 3. It's like the whole opening sequence. I'm making jokes because it was, I was like, oh, this is a really sick like Blender sequence I'm looking at right now. Because you remember the first part of the season 3?
Was it
in the castle, in the Infinite Castle?
Yeah.
Like all the shit's going on and everything is moving.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, this is a crazy Blender render going on.
Look at that Blender
Look at that
render.
Blender render. This is crazy. It's really good though. They really pumped it.
Oh yeah, they did.
Like oh man. Again, this is spoiler talk, but I don't know if this is gonna be a dedicated episode type of thing. I don't think it needs to be. But oh man. I'm a manga reader again. So don't worry, I won't say anything I don't want to say. But the way they introduced the demons, the upper moons, it was killer.
In the episode?
Yeah, in the episode.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Where they had like their little like I don't want to call it this because it sounds like it's silly, but they really did like that Super Smash Bros. Like and then their name and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like their little Super Smash Bros. A foe has appeared type of shit.
Yeah.
And they all had their like little characteristics. And I loved that. And you know what I loved the most? First of all, you gotta look at the Upper Moon 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, he is such a fucking thug. Oh my god.
He's horrifying.
He is horrifying with his eyes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Horrifying. Oh, he's so gangster. He's a good demon too. But the thing I loved so much was how they how they portrayed Akaza, the fighting guy.
Yeah.
blue guy, red hair. How they portrayed him as the most sane person there.
Which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because he was the antagonist in Mugen Train.
Yeah.
But they painted him as like the sane person, almost essentially the protagonist in a ward of like really bad people.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing him being the voice of reason
Mm-hmm.
in that situation. It's like super bizarre.
It's so cool, especially since I know. Oh man, Akaza is like one of my favorite villains of all time, especially after reading the manga.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing that animated, I'm like, oh, my boy, he's a good boy. Oh my god! But the Hashira that's coming up. I mean, I love Mitsuri, of course, because we all do.
Oh yeah.
And my favorite voice actress plays her. But one of my favorite Hashiras is the one that's coming up, the Mist Hashira. The one with the blank eyes, looks like a kid, long hair.
Oh yeah.
He shows up towards the end. He is so cool. He is my goat, Zach. I have him as my AVI on one of my Twitters. He's such a goat. I'm so excited for this season because he's so cool. And the way he fights, I can't talk about it too much. But the way he fights is weird to imagine in the manga. And that's all I'll say. So I'm just, it's weird to imagine in the manga how it works. So I'm curious to see how they animate it. Is how I'll say it. Because the way he fights is definitely a creative. It takes a creative touch to portray it. I guess is the best way to say it.
Dude, oh man, I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
Like I made the executive decision that I'm gonna wait to read the manga until the show plays out.
Okay.
Just because.
I mean, the show will finish. I'm sure the show will finish.
Oh yeah.
They had way too much money on the table for the show to not finish itself.
Yeah, so I'm gonna watch the show as it airs and everything like that, and then I'll go back and read the manga.
Okay,
and it'll be great.
I remember you said you started it at one point.
I started it, but I never got past like the equivalent of the first couple episodes.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit rough, but I will say when you get to a point where it's really good. I mentioned before, because before I got to that point, I was like, man, I'm reading this, like, and the anime really carried the manga. And I hate saying that, but it's really true because they killed the anime.
Yeah,
They really made the anime something special. And I mean that. I mean that as someone who's watched all sorts of anime, not just shonen. I've barely watched any of my power shows. I've only watched like Naruto, and I didn't even finish that. Sword Art Online, of course. Jujutsu Kaisen, yeah. Well, at the time, I didn't watch Demon Slayer yet.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer is, one of the big shonens that I've watched. I haven't even watched Attack on Titan, which you were even doing. Yeah. I haven't watched any of the big names. Black Clover, One Piece, God forbid, Bleach, these shows.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I guess you can lump that in. No, they're a different crowd. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck those
JoJo's, it's
I'll watch it. I'll for sure watch it. I've been planning to. I'm going to come in one day with like wearing bright hot pink. And you'll be like, you started JoJo? Yeah, I started JoJo. My hair is like Elvis Presley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, Demon Slayer did a really good job of really portraying the story in an intriguing way. And I really like the fact that they told the story from the perspective of you've never heard this story before. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm sure that probably follows pretty true to the manga in that regard. Mm-hmm. But it's just really cool seeing like the way that they set the scene. They set the world that they're living in and everything like that.
Well, it kind of does feel like it could have happened.
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about spiritual beings and stuff anyways in history. Mm-hmm. So it definitely feels like it could happen. So I think they did a good job creating that environment where you're like, okay, I'm in. I buy it pretty quickly.
I really want to buy like one of the Hashira swords.
Oh, that'd be sick. Like a cosplay or something like that.
Oh no, just like a real sword. Just to
like a katana, like an actual, or I guess, did they call it a katana? I mean, it is. It's one-sided. Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be fun.
That'd be fucking expensive. It'd probably be more expensive than a normal one, because it's Demon Slayer branded.
Or I might just buy a really nice katana.
Yeah. We used to have one.
I have one. It's just kind of a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, it would just be for display.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're gonna start, it's chopping,
Killing people.
as one does with the katana.
Yeah. As one might.
Practice your breathing techniques.
No, I might just practice like swinging.
It's good exercise.
Yeah.
Those shits are heavy.
Yeah.
They're heavy. I don't know if anyone's ever picked up a katana before. I mean, in the Tenjo's training montage, or a lot of samurai training montage type things, there's always the 1,000 strikes or whatever.
Yeah.
10,000 strikes in the morning, 10,000 strikes in the evening. I don't know if they actually do that. Maybe it's exaggerated. Actually, I can see them actually doing that. But, garage. Nice.
You're in my garage.
You're in my garage. I would unironically do it. I think PewDiePie does that, right?
I don't know.
I only say this because literally this morning I was watching a video. I didn't finish watching it, but I saw a video like on my timeline. It was my home. It was a while ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, about his training regimen.
Oh.
Regimen?
I've heard regiment.
Regiment? That sounds better. Yeah, and it was, I didn't see if he did it, but the thumbnail was him like actually holding a katana, doing the whole thing.
Interesting.
I mean, it's a lot, especially right here. Forearm, shoulder. That's pretty wild. So why not, right? Yeah. Like I said before, I'm doing calisthenics just because it's fun. And it's different.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I can't afford it right now.
Yeah, I know. I can't either. I said I had one, but we had one. It wasn't for like using it. It was just display. So I don't even know if it was an actual blade.
I just imagine some poor soul decides to break into my house, and instead of grabbing a gun or anything like that, I run at them full speed with a fucking katana.
If you do that, Zach, and they don't shoot you first, that would be incredible. But they're probably going to shoot you first.
Yeah, well.
Or be scared. You have the time to tie your hair into a samurai bun, and you go. Or you do the whole whooshing,
Yeah.
That would be gnarly. I'd be scared.
If I don't get shot.
If you don't get shot. Well, they have to shoot you. Otherwise, it won't be self-defense, right?
No, they broke into my house.
No. If you hit first, then you're liable.
So if someone broke into your house, threatened to kill you and your family, but didn't shoot you, then what are you supposed to do in that situation?
I don't know. You sit there and cry about it, because to my understanding, in law, I learned about this from a YouTube short. No, I'm just kidding. Well, actually, I did, but kind of, because it's true. It might be different per state, maybe, but if you attack the pursuer, I think it depends on their position. Like if they have their back towards you, it is now considered them running away. So if I break this is your house.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
And I have you, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a hostage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you, like Assassin's Creed, have a hidden blade on your sleeve ready for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is fine if you were to attack me right now. If I turn my back to you, I am now considered running. So if you hit me, I can sue you.
Well, you can't sue me if you're dead.
That's what I can do.
Right.
To my understanding. There's a lot of loopholes. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. Honestly, I just have
to a normal human being, it's obviously a robbery, but on paper, depending on my position, I'm not robbing you anymore. Oh, America.
Honestly, I haven't really thought about the practicality of it, because I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I mean,
when we get robbed at one point.
if it happens and, I stab someone, say, for example, then it's like, Okay, well, now, shit.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, you'll go to court, so it's something that you can try and fight off, right?
I love how...
Ooh, big yawn. Wonderful, wonderful.
Sorry. I love how we're talking about this like it's like actually going to happen.
You never know.
Well, yeah, we're talking about it like it's something that's going to happen later today.
Oh,
we're just like,
okay. I mean, you never know.
when we get robbed, it's just going to be this whole shit show with all this stuff. God, where the fuck has this conversation gone?
So we started Demon Slayer, right?
What a classic throwback.
The bingo chart is going crazy. Well, there's only 2 so far.
I realized I haven't talked about this yet.
Oh, another Zach story. I'm down. I'm going to put my pretend gun down for this.
Pew! I didn't switch the camera fast enough.
Unfortunate.
I
so I just
prepared.
did a for no reason.
No,
Oh, you did the hand.
yeah, and then I missed you. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna tell a story about something that happened very recently.
Oh,
and yeah. So
yeah.
and yeah.
And yeah.
So last week I was doing a musical, an Easter show through a church I used to go to. And we had 4 shows back to back. And it was over the course of 4 nights. And so on the second night, so for some context, basically at the very beginning, like my first scene in the show is me getting roughed up by a bunch of Roman soldiers and like getting kicked and whipped and all that fun stuff.
Nice.
All of which was supposed to not cause bodily harm. And the second show, the guy who was supposed to kick me in the ribs, his family was there, my family was there. Both of us were kind of like hyped up on adrenaline, all of that kind of stuff. He ended up booting me in the ribs.
Oh, man.
Like full force, like he didn't pull it at all. And for some context on how giant of a human being this was, this guy is like 6'7", 300 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Real big boy. So real big boot. And I got booted and it hurt. And I literally waited a week to go to urgent care just because, well, first of all, I didn't have time because I had 2 more shows to do after that.
My show must go on.
The show must go on. And then also I worked the next 3 days after that. So I didn't have time. And so basically I went to urgent care yesterday and I found out that I fractured 2 of my ribs.
Oh, damn.
So yeah.
Was your back turned?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I was kneeling on the ground. And
So assuming he didn't break your ribs, was he ever supposed to make contact or was it stage fighting?
It was stage fighting, but he was supposed to make a little bit of contact.
Okay. Like obvious fake kicking?
No, it was supposed to look pretty real.
It was hard. Interesting. I guess this is why people pad up.
I was wearing a padded shirt, but it did nothing.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
Damn. But it seems you're okay.
Yeah.
For the most part. You're sitting. You're alive.
I'm alive.
It's all right, right?
Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, it's just kind of hard to breathe.
So he broke your ribs.
Correct.
Damn. And then you proceeded to do 2 more shows.
Correct.
Damn. So did you just muscle it up or did it just not hurt immediately?
Oh, I just
bit your tongue and went?
Yeah.
Damn. That's pretty gangster.
And that was the show that my parents were at too.
Did you tell them? You're like, I think my ribs are
brokey.
I think my ribs are brokey.
Yeah, I told them. Yeah.
My achy break your ribs.
My achy breaky heart.
Damn. And then your parents like, damn. Well, you got 2 more shows, so suck it up.
Basically, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, and I think the funniest part is that instead of not doing the kick at all, I told the guy, I was like, hey, instead of kicking me up here like in the chest, go for the stomach, because the stomach,
Because of your rock hard abs.
right, because of my 6-pack.
7-pack, not 8, just 7. There's one missing.
I don't know where. But yeah, basically, that's what we ended up doing for the last 2 shows.
Jeez.
And that's the first scene I'm in. So I had another like.
You had did you have more like a was this like a big role?
Yeah.
You had a lot of lines.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of lines to do in the first scene of presumably one of the first nights, not first nights, but maybe second night. Huh. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
damn.
I'm not feeling fantastic right now.
I'm sorry, Zach.
That's okay.
Sorry I poked fun at your ribs.
No, it's fine.
It's like the time where I almost socked you in the face in the ASL show. That was good.
And then almost stomped on my face.
Mm-hmm.
You got really close that one night.
We'll have to sell it.
Yeah, well, I know that.
That was good. For context, we did a show together. ASL, American Sign Language. There's an ASL show, which is like a variety show, right? Well, not a talent show, but you sign songs, right?
Yeah.
And you do a performance based on the song, based on the story of the song, whatever interpretation of the song you'd like to perform it with. And then there was a scene where I take his girl. Great scene. One of the highlights of my high school career, I would say.
Bro, it was the highlight of my
Not only did I take
career.
your girl, I beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
I beat the shit out of you and then took your girl. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was great.
Not my best day.
It's so funny. Not for you, though. But for me, it was great. You know, I didn't have a lot of signing rules, but Curioso let me pass. That's good.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until now.
Yeah. Well, I was in another group, but I still didn't have a lot of signing rules. I don't know.
I just did a lot of shit.
Yeah. Oh, you did a ton. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did your performance. I did another performance. Oh, I forget their names, but they're nice people. With the Mulan song, "Let's Get Down to Business."
Oh yeah.
That was fun. And then the class one, right?
Yeah.
That was great. Good times.
Bro, it's so funny because in that same show, God, I don't know what's up with me and just getting injured all the time.
You got injured in that show?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
shit. What happened? Do I know this?
So, for the class song, we did like the riff off where it was just like all of like I think it was 4 different classes going against each other.
Yes.
And for one of the songs, it was like this thing where like I would like slide through the middle, do like a knee slide.
I think I remember. It's so scratchy. I feel like I remember this.
But
What was your song?
mine
was Dark Horse. Who's saying that? Demi Lovato?
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Demi Lovato. She was too busy doing coke. That's right.
Oh yeah, that was 2016. That makes sense.
Now she's on The Voice. Good for her.
You go. What was it? I can't remember the name of the song, but it was like animal themed.
Oh yeah, well it was all of it was animal themed, right?
Oh yeah.
Because we had Dark Horse.
Just like animals.
Oh, that song. Oh, what is that song?
I'll be preying on you tonight.
Maroon 5, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm like 80% sure.
I don't know. So yeah, I did a knee slide and basically I burned a hole in my pants. And took off like many layers of skin.
Jeezer.
Oh, and I did the same thing at this show, but it wasn't that bad.
Okay. So you like knee slides?
No, I got thrown.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Actually, wait, you could.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, Zach, you really need a protagonist line or role at some point. You keep getting shit on
Oh, I am a protagonist most of the time. I just
so
am
you're-
a protagonist that gets beat up.
Oh,
and then
so you get shit on, and then you get your protagonist moment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. We like that. We like a king who rises up from beneath.
I was born in the
I was
darkness.
born in the darkness. Oh, he's gonna do it. Go on.
Molded by it.
Oh, oh gosh. Oh man, the ASO show. That's so funny. Oh man, I really liked that. That was so much fun.
I really did enjoy that
Because
too.
I love, like, I didn't do it myself, but I came from a breakdancing background where, again, I didn't breakdance, but I watched a lot of it. America's Best Dance Crew, that type of stuff. So doing like a choreographed thing is so cool.
Dude, there's something so fun about that. Like,
It really is fun.
I enjoy it so much.
Yeah. I'm really bad at it though. I'm not good at memorization, I find, and routine.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I've just gotten really good at that type of thing. Just because I've done it a lot and I've had to be really particular with a lot of that kind of stuff that it just kind of, I was forced to be good at memorizing things.
Right. Well, you just do a lot of stage and you know, band history helps a lot.
Yeah.
Right. I consider myself like in the example of music. Assuming that I did do scales and I practiced diligently, I would be someone who did improv more than I did actual sheet music reading,
Yeah.
essentially.
I mean, I don't know how the fuck. Well, I know how to read piano sheet music. I just don't.
I mean, you just do it. Just
I
get
just don't
good.
want-
I mean, I'm not that good at it either.
I don't want.
I don't know. You still slamming the piano?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Bro, it's so funny. I have a loop pedal at home, and
It's fun. That must be fun.
It's so much fun. I basically was just kind of messing around, goofing, and just coming up with a bunch of random shit. It's so much fun, dude. Like having just something different to spice things up with like my creative process when it comes to at least playing piano. Like I can just stack layers on top of each other, and it just gets really fun.
I wish I had something like that. Oh man. I've been having fun with effects too. I mentioned just before the podcast, I want to get an overdrive pedal, which is basically, you can imagine like a physical plug-in for an instrument. In this case, the guitar, right? And to my understanding, don't quote me on this. I'm only just learning. To my understanding, it kind of causes your guitar. Maybe amplify is not the right word, but it raises the gain so that way you can lower it, and then it kind of overdrives it, I guess. Right?
To my knowledge, and Jackson's gonna watch this and yell at me because I feel dumb, but to my understanding, it's a type of distortion, where instead of adding volume, it's like
I don't know if you'd call it distortion because you're not, to my understanding, affecting the end product. Because there's an overdrive. I learned this. There's an overdrive versus distortion thing. Like there's a separation between them. There is a distortion pedal and an overdrive pedal. You go on YouTube and you look up overdrive versus distortion, and then you get mixed results of people who don't know how to talk but they know how to play. So they're like,
yeah, I know how to talk, but I don't know how to play.
same, right? I don't know how to talk or play.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I just want to learn a solo from Bocchi the Rock, the best anime of the previous season. I think it was the previous season.
Yeah. And I'm really excited because I'm going to be getting a new guitar pretty soon.
Ooh, that's right. From Jackson, right?
Yeah. Jackson is just being like musician Santa Claus. I'm getting a guitar from him, and then
I'm getting a pedal from him.
Yeah.
And you're also... Were you just going to say you're going to get something else?
Oh yeah, I'm going to get an amp that has a bunch of like different effects and stuff on it.
Nice. I'd like a new amp. For now, I'm fine, though.
Yeah.
I don't do enough to justify it. But I thought about it. You know what I thought about? So this is super fucking nerdy, but bear with me, okay? So one of the guitars that one of the characters in Bocchi the Rock plays is a it up right now. Gibson Les Paul Jr.
Oh,
And it's like blue with a black pick guard, and then the neck is black. It's so cool. I like it a lot. You probably find it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll find it. It was in Junior
to the internet.
to the internet. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a Paul Gibson Jr. and then I don't know, Blue. I guess Keitsa plays it, which is my favorite character in Bocchi the Rock. And she kind of I resonate with Keitsa because she's awesome and I like her character a lot. Yeah, it's these ones. No, it's more of like a light blue. It's almost like blue green. It's like a maybe let me look at the
Like this?
yeah, kind of. I think in the anime they make it a little bit more green. You can't see it. There we go. In the anime, I think they make it more green, as in like blue green. But yeah, it's this.
That's a nice guitar.
I know, right? I fell in love with it as soon as I saw her holding it. I like the color so much.
So, what's the difference between the regular Les Paul and the Les Paul Jr.? Is it just the scale length?
I saw some guitar nerds discussing it. I forget what the specifics is, but I think people thought she had a normal Les Paul, and then someone was like, "No, because of this and this, I think it's probably a Junior."
$750.
Oh, that's too bad.
Arthur.
I own a $100 Stratocaster.
You're like, oh yeah, I'll spend $700 on a Les Paul.
Actually, I looked up my Fender Stratocaster because it's an authentic Fender Stratocaster. Apparently, I bought it at Music World, like when I bought it for about $150 or so, and you find it on eBay for like $200-$300 now.
Stonks.
Yeah, so
Bro, just throw new strings on it, sell it.
yeah, that's what
Put it to the Les Paul.
You know, okay, this is gonna be so fucking nerdy. So I found. Do you know Squire?
Of course, I know Squire.
Okay, cool. So Squire, they have I saw on the Amazons because I like to frequent Amazon every now and then. I saw they had a blue Stratocaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wouldn't it be fun to see if I couldn't mod it and then kind of make it like this guitar that I like a lot?
I mean,
tone and sound wise is not going to be the same. I understand that.
yeah.
I mean, get the bluish guitar, a black pick guard, and then I found a black neck.
Was it a Fender neck?
I think so. Or no, I was looking at Telecasters at the time. But at the same time, I guess I could find maybe a black neck it's like on AliExpress or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, you do you, boo boo. But like, I've been talking to Jackson because I have an electric guitar that has like a Stratocaster style body, like yours.
Yeah, I remember it. It was blue.
It's blue. And I was talking about modding it and all that kind of stuff, and he was like, "Bro, honestly, just get a Strat."
Yeah, I know, right? But at the same time, it would just be fun, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think about that a lot because I literally had the same exact conversation when Jackson was here last time, when we were talking about his keyboard. I was like, hey, I've been thinking about it, and then he's same thing. I mean, you may as well just buy a new guitar. But it would be fun just to, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Only if you're comfortable with damaging your guitar, right? Like in the off chance that it, you damage it, doesn't work anymore or something like that. Because I thought about repainting my Strato.
So, God, I wish I knew the specific model number for the guitar that Jackson.
Mm-hmm. You didn't say what it was, by the way.
So it is a 7-string guitar, and
which I didn't know existed until he told me about it.
So I'm trying to find. I think it's this type of body style. But it's a little bit different from this. I can't remember exactly what it looks like, but also I'm going to be seeing Jackson later, so I'll know. But
is it black?
Yes.
Cool.
So it's going to look something like this, probably.
Cool.
Now,
have you played a 7-string before?
I have.
Ooh.
Well, I've played that 7-string too.
Mm-hmm.
So I am really excited about it, and I'm a little bit worried just because I haven't spent a ton of time playing 7-string guitar, and I haven't really played a lot of electric guitar lately, just because I haven't had one that doesn't sound like shit.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm hoping is it'll be kind of like that loop pedal for me, where it's like it just sparks like a huge amount of creativity, and especially since I'm going to be getting an amp that has a bunch of presets and effects and all of that kind of stuff. So it'll just kind of be like I'll be like a little kid on Christmas and just like messing around with all the different stuff. And
hey, we're all waiting for the Zach loop paddle sesh.
Yeah,
to pop
I
up
know.
in the sub box. We're waiting for it. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna be It's not. It's. I'm just waiting for it to be a down and dirty one camera, and then test .mp4 loop test v7 m4v. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, I'll get to it soon. I've just been so busy I haven't even thought about
for sure.
filming YouTube videos.
Yeah, I mean you're back at a job and you have the thingy-mabob, the thing, your stage stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry. Your show. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Show.
The thing.
Ours English too. The thing. You had the thing,
Yeah.
The thing. I mean, I can't judge because I've also been off right now, right?
Yeah.
Haven't been doing the YouTube, haven't been streaming either. Because right now, I'm trying to finally do my NAS. Right? I have all the parts for it. I just ordered it. I ordered a bunch of shit from Amazon. It's been a while since I've ordered just a fuck ton of shit from Amazon.
Yeah.
I've been pretty diligent, but this time I'm kind of redoing. I'm not revamping my whole setup, but I'm being nice about it now. I'm trying to minimalize everything now. I'm fire selling some things I don't need anymore. I'm gonna try and downsize as much as possible, just because.
And also, I bought the RE320 from you. I realized that we haven't talked about that.
Yeah, you did buy the RE320. It's not that I don't like the mic. I loved using it. Just don't use it enough.
Yeah.
I use it for my streams, and that was it. And then I moved to a condenser microphone. Stopped using it. Tried to use it for the podcast, and it was great. It sounded fantastic, but stopped using it for the podcast. And I was like, okay, well, it's just sitting here.
Yeah.
It's a great mic. Industry standard mic. Just sitting here. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to use it anymore. So now you get to have it.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because before I started this new job, I was like, hey, can I borrow this mic for a little bit and just kind of test it out, see if I like it? And you were like, yeah, sure. And then I just kind of held on to it for a while. And once I started working, I was telling you about the new job and everything like that. And you were like, do you want to buy the RE320 from me?
Well, you said you wanted to buy it before, but I was like, yeah, you can, but you just give me the money whenever.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. And then
to be fair, it's been like 4 months. I was like, hey,
has it really been that long?
it's been a while.
Jesus.
Okay, maybe not 4 months is exaggeration, but it was before the Philippines trip. Much before.
But that was last month.
It was last month. It's maybe like January, late December.
I don't
2-3
know.
months. I don't know. I mean, it's fine. I don't really care. I was just like, just bring it up. Hey, if you want to keep it,
Yeah.
if you wanted to actually buy it from me, whatever the vibe is.
Yeah. And
Hopefully it was an all right deal.
It's really cool because like the three of us, me, you, and Jackson, we all just have like this rotation of stuff that we bring to the table and just like random shit. Like, God, I can't count how many things I've bought from you that now live in my room and like are a part of my setup now.
I feel like it's a bad thing because I buy too many things.
Well, I think you are in the pursuit of trying to figure out what's the best fit for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm a little bit less particular about how like I want things to be. I'm just kind of content with whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to find things that you like and testing things out and everything like that. Honestly, it's just given Jackson and I an opportunity to like try out a bunch of different things that we've never really tried out before. And you're the one who gave me the audio box, the PreSonus audio box.
That's true.
And I loved that thing. That thing was like the genesis of what my setup looks like right now. And And it's crazy to think that, my setup at home is pretty substantial in the grand scheme of things.
I'm glad. I mean, now I'm okay. Oh, that's right. I was gonna fucking mention I'm redoing my setup, kinda. All I'm doing is I'm gonna. This is gonna sound blasphemous. Now, bear with me. I'm gonna put my computer on the floor. Now, don't freak out.
What? You're not putting it on the floor, are you?
I have more. Blasphemy. I bought an NZXT case.
I have an NZXT case.
I know, but everybody knows I hate NZXT cases. I bought one.
Oh yeah, blasphemy.
I bought one. Now you may be wondering, Anuki putting his PC on the floor, putting his PC in an NZXT case, and waking up in the morning. We've officially entered a different time zone.
Are you okay?
No, but I learned a few things. One, I would like to simplify my gaming setup more because I realize my limited space and I'm trying to do too much with what I do not have.
Mm-hmm.
So here is the plan. I have it mapped out and everything. I spent a lot of time on it. The iPad has a new feature. It's like a whiteboard feature.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've been just fucking around. So I have this kind of area mapped out because I want to design, but I don't know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just draw it.
You're like, I'm an artist.
I have my diagrams. It's not that great. It's just a top-down, bare bones, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna basically take my no, you can't see it right now. I'm gonna push it up,
Oh.
like a good few feet. Okay, it's like 2 feet. A few feet might be an exaggeration, but a few feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put a C stand back there.
Ooh.
This way I can isolate my. I'm not gonna get it yet because they're expensive, but I'm gonna plan for it, so I can get my LynnMX that I'm using as my top down to not be clamped to my desk anymore. No more wobbles.
No more wobbles.
No more wobbles. With that, I now have space in the other corner. I'm gonna put my PC down there. Why? Because now that I do keyboard stuff, I do sound tests. You know what's really annoying in a sound test? A computer.
Fan noises.
Fan noises. A computer that's a foot away from the mic. That ramps up at random times.
Decides to take off and go into orbit.
Mm-hmm. I still have a 1,000-watt power supply that I've never used. Sounds weird, but I used it. I replaced it. I remember I mentioned this. There was a defect. I sent it in for RMA. I got another one. It's been sitting there forever. Haven't used it yet. So I'm going to take this opportunity to finally stick it in. But since I'm going to stick it in, I may as well put it in a new case. I like my 5000D, the Corsair 5000D. I mean, honestly, building in the 4000D was, in my opinion, a little better, which is ironic because it's smaller, which is what Jackson has. Bigger doesn't always mean better. I learned.
Giggity.
I hate that fucking case. Anyways, it's fine, but I want it. It's too big.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go smaller, and then I'm also going to put it lower, which sounds counterintuitive, but eventually it's going to go back on my desk. For now, it's going to be on the ground. This is later. When I get a full new desk that just like, is the full width. Because right now I have a desk and then I have a filing cabinet on the other side to kind of make up with the space. But what that would do is is give me that space back on the filing cabinet for things.
Right.
So I can put things there. So push my setup up, put my PC on the floor, C-stand. I have a lot more space. I'm going to switch to a USB microphone.
Ooh.
I'm trying to minimalize as much things as possible because I want it to be simple. Because I'm also going to nuke my computer. As soon as I build my NAS, which is first, of course, back everything up, go to Windows 11.
Oh.
I'm like doing just a straight scratch reset. So I'm
interesting.
Yeah. So now you see why I'm trying to meticulously plan everything before things go bad. So I'm being very, very careful about what I'm doing here. But I have just about everything.
That's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a very interesting change, and you're changing a lot of things all at once, but they all kind of have something to do with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very, very fascinating.
Because this is a weirdly shaped room.
It is very weird.
It's not even close to a square. It's like it juts out and it curves, and my setup, you can't see it again, but it's like tucked in a little cubby.
Yeah.
So the idea is if I push my desk forward more, then it'll kind of simulate that it's against a wall. Like this is just a wall, which does sound like I'm closing the space. But but I actually still have the space. It's behind the desk.
Yeah.
So I can put stuff there as kind of like invisible space, as I'm going to call it.
I think it's so funny because I look at that corner and I just think of when you had one of those big old fatback TVs over there.
Oh, yeah. I had a big, fat box TV. Fucking huge.
I'll bet you it weighed like 300 pounds.
Oh, if at the very least, my dad and I taking that downstairs is probably one of the worst experiences I've ever experienced as a child.
Yeah. So when I think about how much the space has changed, it's kind of it's so fascinating and cool to see. Just because like I've never really had like a space that I like visited super often that was just in a constant state of change. And you know, I'm really happy that I got to be a part of a lot of it. Like you know, RIP the casting couch and like all of that kind of stuff.
I know. But hey, change has got to happen. I mean, your desk, your room now has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I remember when where your desk used to be and now where it is now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it personally because I haven't been to your house in a while. But I remember when you changed it, I saw your face cam. I was like, that's different.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, we're always going to be going through some type of changes, whether it's like a physical change or just like trying to figure out what it is that you want to do with your time and all of that kind of stuff. And I think that that's a fun adventure to go on, and it's really rewarding to see where we've come, and especially with a show like this where a lot of it is documented. It's been really fun, and I really enjoy it. And that break where we didn't film for a while was really one of those moments where I was like, shit, man, I miss filming.
I'm glad. And I'm glad everybody stuck around. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This has been an Education Station 103, I think, right? Is that what I said?
Yeah.
It is 103. You guys know the deal. That's it.
Are we gonna recommend? Whatever. We'll just have YouTube.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've been fucking lazy. I just like have the last episode, and then YouTube recommendation has been the vibe.
That's fine.
Next episode, we're gonna talk about the Mitsuri manga after a review of it. Okay, we're not gonna do that, but maybe we do. I don't know. Goodbye.
Peace.
The 6 numbers will be in the comment section.
What?
Don't worry about it.